This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. We're broadcasting on over 700 stations on Pacifica, NPR, low-power FM, college and community radio stations, on public access TV and PBS TV stations, and on both TV satellite networks, on Dish Network Channel 9415 Free Speech TV, 9410 Link TV, on DirecTV Channel 375, and we're video and audio podcasting at democracynow.org. Our headlines are also available there in Spanish, and transcript and audio form for any radio station to take is over 180 are around the world. Well, we are broadcasting from Stanford University in Palo Alto, California. In Egypt, 25 members of the opposition group, the Muslim Brotherhood, were sentenced to jail by a military court Tuesday. Among those sentenced was the group's second most senior member. The verdicts concluded a year-long trial during which Egyptian authorities detained hundreds of Muslim Brotherhood members and supporters all over the country in successive security sweeps. The Brotherhood is the most powerful opposition group in Egypt, but is still considered illegal. It controls a fifth of the seats in the Egyptian parliament and would likely control more under free elections. In the weeks ahead of Egypt's municipal vote earlier this month, hundreds of members of the group were arrested. Those sentenced Tuesday have been in custody since December 2006. Before the verdict, police set up checkpoints on the road leading to the court. They searched vehicles, chased away reporters and family members of the defendants. More than 30 people were arrested. The verdicts come on the heels of food riots in Egypt in response to skyrocketing prices for food staples like rice, pasta, and most of all, aish, Egyptian Arabic for bread and life. Hossam el-Hamalawy is an Egyptian journalist, blogger, and activist. He blogs at, he is currently visiting scholar at UC Berkeley School of Journalism. He joins me here in the Stanford University studio. Welcome to Democracy Now!
I'm honored, thank you.
First of all, talk about the Muslim Brotherhood and what is happening. Talk about the security crackdown.
Yeah. The government basically went in by the fall of 2006 and rounded up more than 40 of the senior leaders of the Muslim Brotherhood. And they fabricated like bogus charges against them, mainly using the excuse that some of the Muslim Brotherhood student activists staged a demonstration on the campus of Al-Azhar University in Cairo, where they were wearing hooded masks and they performed martial arts. Which wasn't the first time that they would do so, but the government claimed that this was an armed wing of the Muslim Brotherhood, which is bogus, and they went in, rounded up the students from their dormitories, and then went after their leaders, accusing them of financing a terror organization and money laundering. And, you know, when you see the students, when they were rounded up, and then you look at, like, the so-called evidence that the police had handed in, these were like kitchen knives taken, you know, from their kitchens, forks, like metal bars that exist in any dormitory. But the background for this is that Mubarak, who is grooming his son Gamal for succession, wants basically to eliminate any sort of impediments in front of him. And that would include the Muslim Brotherhood, the biggest Islamist organized and moderate group we have.
And how popular is the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt?
The Muslim Brotherhood is mainly popular among the middle-class professionals and the lower middle classes and some members of the elite, but they do not enjoy support among the working class in Egypt and neither the peasantry.
What is it like to blog in Egypt? How much information can you get out? And how long are you here in the United States?
I'm here in the United States till the summer, and then I should be flying back home. And as for the blogging scene, I mean, Egypt enjoys one of the strongest blogospheres in the Arab world, basically because most of the bloggers are not your IT nerds. That's like the stereotype of bloggers here, but they are street activists. And in a country where there was heavy, and still there is heavy, censorship from the government on the press, and the so-called independent press is still moving within specific red lines like put by the regime, blogs have become now the main news source, independent news source for journalists and also for the public.
Can you talk about the bloggers who've been arrested?
You had a big number, actually, of bloggers who've been rounded up on the 6th and the 7th of April, and also on the 5th.